So my family and I went to Martha's Vineyard a few summers back. And Martha's Vineyard, for those who don't know, it's a small island off the coast of Massachusetts. Massachusetts is actually shaped kind of like an arm sticking out in the ocean, and there's a couple islands that are just south of the elbow. Martha's Vineyard's a really popular destination vacation to go to if you live up in New England or if you just like that part of the country. So the harbor there in Menemsha actually was used in the movie Jaws as the Amityville City harbor. So there's the scene in the movie where they go out into the ocean. It was shot right there. The whole island is just covered in turkeys. And so we'd come back from the beach, and it was kind of that time of day where we were going to maybe take a little nap and maybe jump in the shower. And a few minutes later, my daughter, I heard her come like stomping up onto the porch really quickly. And she was like, Daddy, Daddy, there's a man with a thingy in his ear. She says there's this man with a thingy in his ear, and I'm not really sure what she means. But also at the same time, this was the same week that President Obama and his family were visiting the island for vacation. And so Secret Service had been all over the island. And so I walk outside, and standing there on the porch is this man in khakis, and he's got a polo on, a very like clean-cut, military-looking young man. And sure enough, he's got a thingy in his ear. And so I immediately thought, wait a minute. And I said to this young man who was clearly Secret Service, I said, are you Secret Service? And he wouldn't specifically answer. And I said, are the Obamas coming to dinner here tonight at the inn? And he said, I can't answer that question, sir. So I said to him, listen, I've got an 8:30 reservation in the dining room tonight. Are you telling me that I'm going to be eating with the President of the United States tonight? And he finally said, yes, the Obamas are scheduled to eat here tonight. We were excited because we're big fans of the Obamas, and we'd spotted the motorcade moving around on the island a couple of times and waved, but we were actually going to, be in the same room with Obama, and that was pretty cool. So, and it was a very interesting experience because, getting enclosed in that bubble is this weird. It feels a little violative at first. But then you kind of fall into it, and you're like, wow, we're inside the presidential protection bubble where we are right here. And there was one point where I stood up because I wanted to get a good photo because Obama was just seated a couple feet away from me, but I couldn't quite get a photo at the angle I wanted. So I stood up and I started to turn towards where he was seated, and I could hear this guy, the Secret Service agent, he was about 30 feet away from me, and he goes, sir, and he was still seated. And I got up and I turned, and I was clearly holding my phone. Like, I got nothing but my phone here, and I'm going to take a picture. And he raised his voice again. He said, sir? And I just took the picture, and I looked at him like, dude, I'm just taking a picture, So that was me almost getting arrested by the Secret Service. But it was a wild experience, and it all started with my daughter telling me that there's a man outside with a thingy in his ear.